get a lot of people who are asking me how to get involved in stock class, how to start playing stock class paintball, kind of like the old days. And I guess the first question is, are you sure you want to do this? Seriously? Okay, I'm not trying to dissuade you, I'm just asking. So this show we're going to talk specifically about the types of paintball markers. The next show we're going to talk about all the accessories. So this is being broken apart into two pieces, just so you guys know right away. For those of you who are unfamiliar with it, this is a fairly typical stock class paintball gun. I do want to mention a couple things real quick. I am not using a barrel stock because there's no air attached to this, and this is basically a demonstration without shooting, but any other time that you're handling a paintball marker, make sure you have a barrel blocking device in the end of it. But in this case, I don't, because this is just showing the equipment off. That being said, what makes a stock class marker a stock class paintball marker? Well, first of all, it is pump action. When you pop it back, pop it forward, and shoot, it'll fire one ball. The thing that holds the paintballs is right here. There's no hopper on it, and it's horizontal to the barrel. This can also only hold up to 20 paintballs. The third criteria is it has a CO2 changer, a 12-gram CO2 changer that takes at least one full rotation to remove and put back on. And now we start getting into the possibly controversial part of the stock class, whether to allow something called auto trigger or not. Auto trigger is when you can hold the trigger down, quite like this, and every time you pump the marker back and forward, it'll fire off a ball. Now, the purists say that all stock class paintball markers should not have an auto trigger. Unfortunately for them, way back in the day, the original Nell spots actually could auto trigger. It was just fundamentally stupid to do so. Unless, of course, you're firing uphill, in which case you might get one ball to roll in every time you auto trigger, but no. Let me start with the used paintball markers here, like this one. This is my old PGP, and these are actually still available if you look hard enough. Here you guys go, the PGP, it is a completely brass paintball marker, so when you hear all the old school guys talking about getting brass, this is what they're talking about. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this while I talk to you guys. This is the 12-gram changer, and there are so many threads in this, it is not even funny. Here we go, come on, get out of there, there we go. You see how many threads it's got on there. It takes forever to change 12 grams in this thing. Plus, once you get the new 12 gram in, you have to actually push the arm forward and fire it once to prime it. So you're not ready to shoot as soon as you get the 12 gram in there. You can find these things on eBay, you can find them on buy-sell trade forums, but as with everything else you buy off of the internet, caveat emptor, buyer beware. If it sounds too good to be true, think about it for a minute and reassure yourself if it is or if it's not. You don't have to just look for the PGP. There's several different versions of this that Sheridan made. They were originally Benjamin Sheridan. I went on eBay the other night and I looked it up. There's 4 or 5 of them on eBay right now. Don't just look for PGPs, look for PMI 1s, look for PMI 2s. They were the original Modder's Paradise gun. Now, if you want to go brand new, you're probably going to be looking at something like this. This is a Phantom set up for stock class. The low end of the Phantoms can run somewhere around $200 to $210. Set up like this is probably close to $300, $310. That's before you add the barrel and the other accessories. Now, the one thing I like about the Phantom over the other markers, grab this over here, is that you can get spare body kits. So I can run direct feed instead of the stock class body, depending on the day. And this is actually an important thing you want to consider when you're looking at buying a stock class paintball marker. How easy is it to mod? Can I sit in the back of my car and swap out the body and swap out the internals so that I can play a different style of game? Most of the modern paintball markers you can, but there's still going to be a couple out there that once you buy it, it is set in that configuration and you're not going to be able to touch it. Now, I could go on and do like an entire show talking about this, that, and the other thing, of what paintball markers and this, that, but I'm going to save that for another time when I have more time and I have more resources to fully do a stock class product show. And besides, I don't have every stock class marker ever made. One other thing you can do is you can actually take the 12-gram changer off of this Phantom in particular, and now it's ready to run direct. So I can take any size CO2 bottle, any size pre-regulated nitrogen bottle, which is actually what I run on this thing. I can put a big bottle on the back of it, keep the stock class body, and that way I'm not going to be running through tons of these things all day. But if you do that, it's doing something called modified stock, in which case, yeah, you still got the stock class body, yeah, you're still rocking and cocking the gun every time you shoot, but instead of running pure 12 gram, you're running with a big tank off the back. You can do the same thing with a 3.5 ounce tank, a CO2 tank. They even make these little mini nitrogen tanks now, which are pretty cool. It's all about your preferences though, really. You know, there's nothing quite like pressure to make you perform just perfectly well the first time. Yeah! Gotta get this video up and running in an hour. This ought to be fun.